I'm just doing a quick video on trying to get set up for my lathe portion coming up. We're only making a 4-piece rocket. We've kind of hadn't really got to the rocket phase until late last year, so I had one of my best students redesign the rocket per my instructions because he was a much better designer than I did. And we came up with this drawing right here. This is how to modify the original rocket. Use Titan drawing, modify as needed. So we did a real quick, I gave him some verbal instructions, and I like the pointier rocket, and I actually mine was chattering a little bit, so we decided we're going to do 2 operations, and we have to do 2 operations on the others anyway. So what we came up with was how are we going to hold it on the second side, and that's the other part of the modification. So if I go to setup 1, we have a 3J collar system, and we have a work stop we put in the back. So this is just like, this will be actually operation 1. It's probably sticking out a little bit too far, but so we can machine the whole front minus the thread. So we'll get the diameter set. We actually had to extend this diameter to give us something to clamp on. We didn't have enough there. So it's pretty much all we did was just extend the front and put a little radius tip on there and extend this diameter. That's about all we did. So we got the setup 2. This is kind of, we actually used the 3J collar to our advantage. So we have a stop in there. Let me get this turned around a bit. Oh crap, wrong setup. Alright, setup 2. Alright. So what we probably do is do the second operations as a batch, instead of one at a time. We'll do all the first ops, and we'll come and do all we did is machine the back and put a little chamfer on the back. And it worked out good. So we had enough to grip on it and enough to work with. I mean, we could have just played with making the diameter a little shorter, but this actually worked pretty good for us. We did not design this collar. I think we got it off of the internet somewhere. But this worked. This is the same exact 3J collar we're using. Alright, so going back to first operation. So we did the redesign, and we just machined everything from that point of view. We did a facing cut. Let me just pull this up sideways. So I'll add some more views in here, like op 1, right there. Is that the right view? Op 2. Let me get this around here. All right, let me regenerate this stuff. Generate. Oh, the X is upside down. Let me check the setup here. Edit. So let me just rotate this thing. X is up. So I really want this to be the back. I want this to be the view. Right there. So I'm going to resave this one. Update name view. Okay. Let's turn on the simulate. Simulate. Alright, we start off with the 55-degree tool. Now, I have an 80-degree tool as my tool 1, and I've been using that for years, but I think I'm going to align the front half of the tools to the Titan one. I'll just put the 80-degree. I'll probably just pull it out of there, unless I'm doing any real roughing. So I'm going to leave that out. The 55 and 35 will be fine. So alright, let's go first operation. So it's just facing and turning. Alright, and it comes up with the next tool, then does a finish, and then cut off. So it's pretty much just 3 operations. Cut off, we have a parts catcher. We're cutting off oversize. Then we get to setup 2. Let's check the operate. Yeah, this is backwards again. You pick the 1, so 2. That'd be front. There we go. I'm gonna update this. Oh crap. Let me try this again. Front. Update new view. Okay. Yeah, there's our line right there. So that gave us enough clamping. So when you set this up, you're gonna have to decide here, and I think I'm gonna put in a dimension here and a note of how far in we're gonna go. And that really kind of applies to all of them. So I bought a 3J collet stop, and it worked pretty good. So let's go set up 2. Set up 2. Let's actually check the setup. So I try to cheat the stock a little bit on model front. So we're still using model front, so we'll touch off and shift it in. And 1-inch diameter and length 325. That gave us enough and offset from front model position. And then we use a separate work offset for that side, which is just a Z shifting. Okay, let's go to op 2 and simulate that one. All right. Right, and that was pretty much it. So we kind of just split the operations up to use that. And then we started when the second side, we'll just put them in and set the length. So we're doing the front part of the rocket, the rear part of the rocket, and 2 middle pieces. I think it's a second and third stage. And they'll assemble to make a short rocket. That's where we're going to go with this. So I'm going to let them do the first Tyson rocket 84L, and I'm going to give them the update to redesign, and I'll give them a choice of either way. We machine it. We may just end up committing to the other one, but I like to align with the existing tutorials. But I'm going to probably do my own tutorial on this, how to get this kind of set up. So we got this is the modified one, and this is a bigger print that I did, and I got a template that we did in the H-Tech meetup. So this is a nice template now, and I'm able to produce nice drawings. So this is, hopefully there's enough there to do that, other than the detailed drawings for the thread, but we probably could detail this a little bit and maybe add a view, but I think there's enough there to get the drawing. So anyway, so when I go into do the finish here, I'll be in my tool library. So I got a lot of things open here. So I got these STC libraries. I got the originals here. I got STC rocket tools, and I started to renumber these, but I think I'm going to pull this one out and shift these up. And I actually call them by their, we don't have the Kennametal tools, so we're calling them by their generic name: DNMG, VNMG, and CNMG. So, but that's really not going to be in the picture. Threading tool, grooving cutoff. So I'm gonna label this one as parting tool, and so they're labeled a little bit better. And the other one. So the other ones could be manually updated, like the drill. the tap, and some of these drills. But I think if we're just using a 4-piece rocket, we may actually we didn't do the face grooving. I think, yeah, we didn't have that tool. So we could do the inside of the bore, but not the face grooving on the back. So I think that was good enough to get us started on that. So, and this is the other one. I started with a building block aluminum. This is probably what we're going to. I might transition for first parts with Titan, and then we use the building block aluminum, and then they got building block steel and building block high high speed machining, which would be the higher RPM machine. So I'm kind of separate. So this is really like the works in any machine. This will work in both machines. So I have all this stuff in here with my preset data, and I'll tell you, I was able to just switch on the fly by just selecting new tools and selecting the preset, and all that stuff gets loaded. It's probably as good as Titan just telling them to put 4,000 in there, because they're not getting a feed and speed lesson. I'm going to try to interject a feed and speed lesson in there. But this would actually, I mean, you could set it up for it's all slow tools, so they don't have to hard number anything and make mistakes. You could have it so it's actually got all the numbers in it already, exactly like Titan's, if you want to stay totally aligned to the video, and then you can do your update. So I really, it's like his videos, so I'm gonna stick with it. That's why I'm sticking with the all his setup exactly the same off of model. So then we can learn how to do alternate setups on non-Titan parts. So okay, talk to you guys later.